Hey Kenny, we're back with you with the second video. What you're looking at here, lying face down so that we can show you the structural aspects, is 3 of those module blocks that are 1 by 4 in dimension, 3 of them put together. So that means that is a display that is 3 feet high and 4 feet wide. And that's a basic configuration for a lot of signs. The signs are affixed to one another with the use of a plate, and I'm going to focus in on that plate right here on the end, and there's what the plate looks like. As you can see, it has holes that go over bolts that are part of the module block from the factory. The plates slide right over those bolts, affixing all this one end of the modules together. The same plate will be at the other end. This is a finished end. If this were if we had to add a 2-foot extension to this to make it a 6-foot sign, we would use another type of plate that has holes on both sides so that you could attach another length of modules to a display. So as you can see, it all goes together structurally very easily. It's very self-explanatory. We'll go up to the power boxes now. The power boxes are easy to tell which module goes where when you assemble a screen. The top power box in this screen is the one that Tom is touching now, and on the side you'll see one hole that's opened. Okay? That's because wires from that power box have got to go out and go into the next power box. And those wires are all bundled up in there. They go through like that. They go through a holder, an enclosure that protects them. You've got another group of wires, okay? Another wire. They'll go through an enclosure. It's very simple. It's just a hollow enclosure, but it protects them. So they go through this enclosure, as you can see Tom doing. They go through the enclosure, Kenny, and then once they get through there, they go nice and easy. There we go. And as you can see, that enclosure allows you to insert the other end of the wires. The enclosure snaps right onto the frame, so it looks really classy, really cool. And the wires get to go right into the top box of the next power box on the next module block down. So those wires go through there. All right. Those wires go through there. This snaps into place, and as you can see, everything looks really cool, really precision. You screw them in with screws right there that Tom's pointing out. And now those wires, I'm going to zero in, I'm going to zoom in. I'm not the greatest videographer, but I'm going to get real close, because as you can see, these wires that came in from the top box, one wire will go to this little block right here. You take off, let me get to it, Tom. You take off the top plastic cover, and then there's 3 little blocks, color coordinated, white, green, and black. Those screw in there, and then there's one other communication wire that's got a snap-in plug, and it snaps in right on the board, right there. And then you would take, so now this module, the top module, is now wired and connected to the second module. Now we're going to connect the second module to what would be the bottom module. Now notice the power box here in the middle, Kenny. You always know that that module block is a middle module block because it has 2 holes in it. One for the wires to come from the top box, and then one to exit wires to hook it up to the bottom module block. The bottom module block is easily identified because it has a hole at the top where the wires from the second module block will go in and hook up just like we did before, but also there's a bigger opening, two larger openings that are quite different. The large opening, a cable will run from that to our line dispensing unit or our power box, and it just plugs in just like that. We'll go to that in just a second. The other smaller opening there where Tom is working is for our wireless Wi-Fi connection, and again it just plugs in. So if we hooked all the wires from box to box to box and secured these sections together with the end pieces, and if you added a new module with the 4-hole support bracket, you would have a very, very sturdy kind of lifetime sign. Everything's modular, everything's easy to get to. This only takes a few minutes, probably a 15-minute process, and you're hooked up. And I'm going to go back to another video in just a moment. Here's another backward shot of it, but it's quite easy to do, Kenny. I would lay out a sign complete, get it all assembled structurally, run the wires, and you're ready to go.